Okay, so the picture on the left was generated by Gemini Nano Banana Pro, but the picture on the right was created by an open source image model called Z Image Turbo, and it was actually generated directly from my computer. So I have these images that I generated using these two amazing AI models. Now, I would say, and quite honestly, the pictures from Gemini looks much better than the Z Image Turbo model. And that's probably because the Z Image model is actually a lot smaller than Gemini Nano Banana Pro. Still, it is able to deliver some great quality photos locally, and that's very important. And also, there are plenty of things that you can customize in the prompt and also in the settings, and sometimes it might just slightly outshine the quality from Gemini. One example is this one. So I'm trying to create a picture of a product packaging with some text, and in my opinion, I think the picture from Z Image looks better than Gemini. Sure, Gemini looks more detailed, but if you look at the lighting and shadow and the overall realism, I gotta say that Z Image Turbo is winning here. So if you are interested to have this AI model to run locally on your computer so you can produce image at any time, then I do not recommend using Comfy UI. Now, obviously, you can use Comfy UI, and in fact, this is an amazing tool, but this is mostly made for developers. It is not exactly intuitive for most people. So instead, I do recommend to use a free tool called WaveSpeed Desktop. So you can type on Google WaveSpeed Desktop, and I want to download the version from GitHub. So you can click this result from GitHub, and let's scroll down a bit, and you can select the setup file for maybe Windows, macOS, or Linux depending on your operating system. So what's interesting about WaveSpeed is that this will give you a nice user interface where you can just type the prompt, select some settings, and then generate a picture. It is very simple, and I think if you are using Gemini or ChatGPT a lot, then this is going to be very familiar. And by the way, you can also get the portable version of WaveSpeed Desktop. You can navigate to releases, and you can select the latest version. And here on the assets menu, you can scroll down and find the version or the portable version that you want to download to your computer. Anyway, basically after that, you can install and launch WaveSpeed Desktop on your computer. Now I'm going to open mine, and you can navigate to Z Image. So this is a new addition to this amazing app. And there are a few things that you need to customize, but again, don't worry, it is a lot less complicated than Comfy UI. And I'll guide you how you can deal with these numbers and settings when creating images. So here at the top, you can select either Q4, Q6, Q8, or Q2. Now, basically, these are the comparison level, and if you want to get the best quality, the best image model, then you can select the higher number. But of course, you have to consider the time it might take to generate a picture, and also if your hardware is good enough to actually use or utilize the model. Now I'm using RTX 5060 Ti with 16 GB of memory, so I think Q8 is not a problem. But if you have a GPU with less than 12 GB of video memory, then I guess you can use Q6 or Q4, or maybe even Q2 if you have a very low-end hardware. Now I'll just select Q8, and you can enter a prompt. This is just prompting, so you can describe the picture that you want to have. You can use the negative prompting feature, but this is completely optional. You can select the aspect ratio or the size of the picture, and here there is a setting called steps. Now basically it will decide how much detail that you can get in the picture. If you want to get a detailed picture, then you have to use a bigger number, but remember, it will make the process to be a lot slower than using a smaller number. So it's basically you have to balance whether you want to get the best, the most detail, or the fastest performance. Now I guess I want to try maybe 15, try to be more balanced and moderate. And here there is CFG scale. So CFG is about how much AI is allowed to be flexible when creating the image. Now, if you want to force AI to only generate the content based exactly from your prompt, sorry about that, you can increase the number, but it will again make the process to be a bit slower, and also it might be producing a picture that doesn't look good. By default, the setting is 1, and in my opinion, I think that's still pretty good. So for me, I'll just increase it to maybe 2. And here for the sampling method, I'm not going to touch that. The same is true for the scheduler. And if you're using a GPU with a low VRAM, then you can enable this option, but again, that is completely optional. Now, after that, you can click generate. So if you're doing this for the first time, it will need to download the model first, but it happened automatically. It will tell you that it is downloading the model first before eventually it will use that model. It will load that model into your video memory, your GPU, and after that it will just start generating the picture. Now in this case, I already have the picture on my the model of my computer, so it is just start generating the picture using this model. As you can see, it is not exactly fast because I'm using a higher steps, that's why it took forever. But usually if you are using like 4 steps, you can get a picture in less than 10 seconds. But even with this duration, I think it is still faster than using an online tool like ChatGPT or Gemini. They can be a bit slow, especially if you are not quite privileged with speedy internet connection. So I would say this offline capability is very useful in some situations. Now just wait for it, and it's almost finished. It will appear somewhere in here. So almost there, and there it goes. So that is the picture. It looks pretty good, and it is saved automatically to your computer. You can check that picture out by navigating to My Assets, and you can see all the pictures that you have created using the Z image feature in WaveSpeed AI. So you can use this, you can upload that, you can maybe use it for your business, etc. So I guess that's basically all the step-by-step process that you need to take to be able to generate high quality and detailed images using the Z image with the help of WaveSpeed Desktop. So this is another amazing tool that I just discovered. So I'm happy that there is a company making local AI to be more approachable for most people. So again, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.